You're born in Bethlehem somewhere around 1040 BCE, the eighth son of a man named Jesse. The eighth. Not the first, not the second. The eighth. Which basically means you're an afterthought. A bonus child nobody asked for. Your brothers get the good chores, the important chores. You get the sheep. Congratulations, your entire childhood is just you, a hillside, and a bunch of animals that smell terrible and have the survival instincts of a wet sandal. No glory, no attention, no one even remembers your name half the time. But hey, at least you've got God on your side, right? Sure. But here's the thing, nobody tells you about being chosen by God. It doesn't make your life easier, it just makes it more complicated in ways you couldn't possibly imagine. One day, a prophet named Samuel shows up at your father's house. Big deal. Prophets don't just drop by for dinner. Your father lines up all your brothers, tall, strong, impressive, the kind of sons you brag about. Samuel looks them over one by one. No, 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 no. 7 brothers, 7 rejections. And then someone remembers, oh right, there's a kid with the sheep. They drag you in, still smelling like livestock, and Samuel takes one look at you and says, that's the one. God wants the shepherd boy. The forgotten one, the 8th. You'd think that'd feel amazing, and for about 5 minutes, maybe it does. Then reality kicks in, because being anointed the future king of Israel, secretly, quietly, with zero fanfare, doesn't come with a crown. It doesn't come with a palace or an army or even a decent meal. What it comes with is a target on your back that you won't fully understand for years, so you go back to the sheep. Because what else are you supposed to do? Then comes Goliath, a 9-foot Philistine warrior who has been standing on a battlefield screaming insults at Israel for 40 days straight. 40 days. And not one single soldier, not one, has the guts to face him. Your brothers are there, by the way, cowering with everyone else. You show up to deliver lunch, bread and cheese like a delivery boy, and you hear this giant mocking your people, mocking your God, and something in you just snaps. You volunteer to fight him. You're a teenager in a tunic, holding a sling. Your own brothers laugh at you, the king thinks you're insane, the giant looks at you and feels personally insulted that they sent a child, but you walk out anyway. 5 smooth stones from a stream, 1 sling, and the kind of terrifying calm that only comes from either deep faith or complete stupidity. 1 stone. Goliath goes down like a falling cedar, and just like that, you're famous, which sounds great, until you realize that fame in ancient Israel is just danger wearing a nicer outfit. King Saul loves you, brings you into the palace, gives you his son Jonathan as a best friend, his daughter Michal as a wife. You're basically adopted into royalty overnight. And then Saul hears the women singing in the streets. Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands. That's it. That's the moment everything breaks, because Saul does the math and realizes the crowd likes you more than they like him. And from that day forward, the king of Israel, the man you serve, the man whose armor you carry, the man whose daughter you married, wants you dead. He throws a spear at you twice in the same week, while you're just standing there, playing him music to calm his nerves. You're literally providing therapy, and he's trying to kill you for it. You flee. You become a fugitive, a wanted man, sleeping in caves, eating whatever you can find, constantly running. And your wife, the one you earned by killing 200 Philistines because Saul set an insane bride price hoping you'd die trying to meet it. Saul gives her away to another man while you're gone. Just hands her to someone else, like you were never married at all. You spend years like this, living in the wilderness, hunted like an animal. Men rally around you, broken men, desperate men, men with nowhere else to go. You build something real out of nothing, a band of outlaws loyal to a king who hasn't been crowned yet. And here's the maddening part. Twice, you have Saul completely at your mercy. He walks into a cave where you're hiding. He falls asleep in your camp. Both times your men are whispering, do it, end this, take the throne now. And both times you refuse because he's the anointed king and you won't lift your hand against him. You show mercy to the man trying to murder you repeatedly. Saul dies in battle eventually, not by your hand. And finally, and after years of running and hiding and waiting, you become king. For about 15 minutes, life is good. Then it all starts falling apart again. But this time, from the inside, you see a woman bathing on a rooftop, Bathsheba, beautiful, and you are king now, so you send for her. You sleep with her. She gets pregnant, and her husband, Uriah, one of your most loyal soldiers, A man fighting your wars while you're back in the palace? He has no idea. So you arrange for Uriah to be sent to the front lines, the most dangerous position, and you make sure the other soldiers pull back and leave him exposed. Uriah dies. You marry Bathsheba. You think maybe nobody noticed. God noticed. A prophet named Nathan comes to you and tells you a story about a rich man who steals a poor man's only lamb. You're furious. You demand justice. And Nathan looks you in the eye and says, "You are that man. The child born from that affair doesn't survive." The prophet tells you it straight. This is the consequence. And there's nothing you can do, nothing you can pray, nothing you can offer that changes it. You fast for 7 days, lying on the ground, begging. The baby dies anyway. But that's just the beginning of what unravels. Your son Amnon assaults your daughter Tamar. Your other son Absalom, Tamar's full brother, is so consumed by rage that he waits 2 years, then kills Amnon. Then flees. You're the king of Israel, and you cannot hold your own family together. Absalom eventually comes back. You forgive him, you embrace him, and he repays you by staging a full rebellion, turning your own kingdom against you, marching on Jerusalem with an army. You, the king, the giant killer, the man chosen by God before you could shave, flee your own capital city on foot, barefoot, weeping, walking up the Mount of Olives while your people watch. People curse you in the streets, throw stones at you, and you tell your guards not to stop them. Because maybe, you say, maybe God told them to curse me. You win the war eventually. Absalom is killed against your specific orders to spare him. And when you hear the news, you don't celebrate. You go to your room and you sob. Oh, Absalom, my son, would God I had died instead of you. You saved your kingdom and lost your child. And the victory feels like ash. The years stack up. More wars. More consequences. You try to conduct a census and God considers it a sin of pride. 70,000 people die in a plague because of your decision. You're not even fully sure what you did wrong. But the bodies pile up anyway. By the time you're old, you can't keep warm. They bring a young woman just to lie beside you to generate body heat. The man who once made a giant crumble with a single stone now needs a blanket with a pulse. Your son Adonijah tries to seize the throne before you're even dead. There's political chaos in your own bedroom while you're still breathing. You get your son Solomon on the throne. You give him your final advice. Yeah, be strong, keep God's commandments, and also, by the way, here's a list of people I never got around to punishing. Take care of that. And then you die. 33 years as king. A life so dramatic it fills entire books. You were a shepherd, a soldier, a fugitive, a king, a murderer, a poet, a father who outlived children he loved and couldn't save. You wrote songs about despair so raw that people are still singing them 3,000 years later. My God, why have you forsaken me? That's you, on your worst day, written down, preserved forever. Because that's the thing about being David. God loved you, called you a man after his own heart. And your life was still this, still full of grief and consequence and loss and running and mourning. Being chosen didn't mean being protected. It meant being used for something bigger than yourself, at a cost higher than anyone warned you about. The crown was real. So was everything it cost you to wear it.